Good morning, campers. Let's do a reading. We're gonna do for this collective today love, career, healing. Love, career, healing. That's what I'm hearing for this collective. So you would either be focused on these three things, or I'm also hearing you need guidance for all three things. And if you guys know me, you're probably thinking, how are we gonna do this? You blah 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 so much. It's gonna be 5-hour reading. But today I really want to do it quick, right? So we're just going to do for each part, we're going to do a separate part, and we're going to do what's going on right now in that department and what is the guidance from your guides for that department. And I was just thinking that, I have about 7 collectives right now, and I come here every day with a collective reading. So you're basically getting one reading a week, right? So I usually do deep dives into your relationship, into your shadow work, right? So I feel like this collective, for whatever reason, you need just a bit of a recalibration for these 3 areas. So without further ado, that's what we're gonna do. Let's start from love. So we're gonna ask what's going on in love right now. So this is your collective, and then we're gonna do guidance. What's going on for this collective in love? Okay. Blowing kiss. That's a bit weird, but I was also... Okay, let me do 2 more. I want to say something specific about this card because something's coming to my mind, and I feel like this is not just love for this collective. 1 more for your first row. All right, and it's funny because it's the only one in reverse. Your second card is bad karma. And when I was thinking to myself, you guys, is that when I sat down I was preparing for this reading. If you know me, you know that I always say that I usually wake up in the morning, I tap into specific collective, I start hearing things, seeing things, and I just, have my morning tea and I get dressed and I do these collectives. And I was guided today. I'm wearing all black. It's not that I don't like black, but if you know me again, you know that I love colors. I'm wearing all black. I'm wearing my black ring. I'm wearing my tech tied. And I always say this to you guys, our bodies are very, very smart. Subconsciously, we do things that we need. Black is a color of protection. So I don't want to go into this topic now. I don't want to waste time in this reading to explain to you, bad energies, how to protect yourself, and so on and so forth. But if this reading will truly be yours, this collective, you may need it. I'm going to talk about this on my stories. So if it resonates, just go to my stories and watch that. Anywho, going back to love, blowing kisses is your first card. So this collective right now, whoever you're connected to, things are happening, right? So you would be talking to your person. Maybe I'm feeling like literally someone very, very bubbly, in a sense, like maybe every time they text you or they message you, you sort of light up and you feel very hopeful, very lovey. We don't have too many cards, to be honest, that would suggest that you have a full-on relationship, that you have an actual relationship. But I feel with this card that you would be very much in love right now with this person. You would be in love and you would be hopeful. We have addiction and we have ego. This is card of codependence. This is card of a bit of an obsession. Ego getting away in a relationship. Maybe you are approaching this relationship from a place of ego right now, not from a place of soul, so from a place of wanting, from a place of longing. With that bad karma, more than anything, I was hearing what I told you, that there are certain negative energies around you. That are attached to you, and we have to be careful with these things, especially when we are in pain, when we are in longing, when we're wanting something, right? Maybe also when there's a little bit of lust. Again, we'll cover this topic on my stories, not to waste time here, but let's do another row. Blowing kiss, karmic relationship. Resentment trigger perception. To be honest, what I'm hearing with this one is not necessarily karmic relationship, but a relationship that carries karma. Two different things. Remember that, because true soul ties, they can carry karmic contracts as well, and karma we can have karma in between each other. I was looking more than anything at those triggers. Triggers letting go. I want one more for that. Source. Girl with a snake. A girl with a snake. Maybe there is someone, a third party, whether you know it or not, with that bad energy. Maybe someone who knows that you are around the person of interest, right? Someone else attached to your person, someone who knows that you're around, someone who would be sending you bad energy. Sometimes people do that, unwillingly. When we hear a girl with a snake, bad karma, we literally imagining like this bad witch, like doing something. And it's not that, you guys. Words are spells. Words are spells and thoughts are energy. I always say this to you guys. So when we say something, we bring it into fruition. So when people say stuff about us like, damn her, who does she think she is, right? If we are in our low vibration, it really depends where we are. Again, I'm going to talk about this on my stories, but if we really are in a place of low vibration, these things can influence us, right? Thoughts that someone sends to us. Because I'm not sensing like a really heavy karmic relationship. I'm sensing though that this collective, whoever you're connected to, that there is karma in between you, regardless what kind of relationship you have. And part of the karma would be managing your triggers and also letting go. Letting go of certain things, maybe expectations. Let's continue. We have a positive mind, abundance. Positive mindset, blessings. That's on top of that bad karma. This may be affecting you in your life. So if you do have negative energy around you, someone is sending you negative energy through thoughts, through their worries, through the words that they speak about you, and you are in your low vibrational place, in your vulnerable place, so that's affecting you. It may be affecting a lot your abundance, your positive mindset, your state of receiving blessings, your state of gratitude. I want more details so you actually know, is this truly your collective, that you would know. Heartbreak, pain, separation, yeah. That's on top of that. So you guys, it's getting darker and darker. Your first card was that blowing kiss, but I feel this is something that it's coming from you. It's more like this is how your person makes you feel. So when you think about your person, it's like your heart pumps with love. You think of love, unconditional love. You get bubbly, you get all giddy, you smile, you laugh. They light you up, right? They light you up. But I feel that there is something in this relationship for you to learn. I am sensing that there is someone, it may not necessarily for all of you be a romantic partner of that person attached to you, or someone that they also romantically involved with. It may be, I'm hearing for some of you, it's a collective, but it may be a mother, it may be a friend, a girlfriend, it may be a sister. I am sensing a female energy. We are more powerful, you guys, when it comes to these things subconsciously, because we are subconsciously programmed within our bodies through the portal of our womb to be high priestesses, right? So we're powerful when it comes to managing energy. So words that we say, spells, ego, okay, oh, too many. I want one more for the grounding. All right, we have want you back. That's egos. I feel like this is you. I feel like you are in longing. I feel like you would be. So every time you see this person, they leave the room. You want them back immediately. You would want to be with them all the time. You would really want to be in a relationship with this person. I don't feel you are in a relationship with this person. I think it's something that you want. I think it's someone. So whether you're just being flirtatious or whether it's a friend or someone who puts you in a friend zone, perhaps it's because they are with someone else, but you would be very much in love with this person, very much in love. But it is, whether you know it or not, you guys, it is an ego-based love. And it's a difficult topic, and we talk about this a lot. This is why in these kind of relationships we need healing, because when we say ego-based love, it doesn't mean that you don't love this person. Love is love, okay? Love is love. But I think I spoke about this in one of my recent channels when we were talking about karmic love and soulmate love, that ultimately love is love. When we love, from the place of our ego and a place of our body, it is still a vibration of, of love, right? But when we rule with our ego, right, not with our soul, that love is wrapped with pain, with wanting, with longing, with desiring. And true love isn't that. I don't care what anyone says. People, that love hurts. Love doesn't hurt. Confirmation. True love doesn't hurt. What hurts is your expectations, is your disappointment, is you wanting something from someone and not getting it. All ego. When you truly love someone and you heal your ego, you let them go. You don't really care what's happening, right? We have grounding and we have that camera. So I feel you're trying to sort of ground yourself. You would feel this collective that you are a little bit all over the place, out of control with this emotion. So you're trying to maybe learn from the past, to maybe think about things that happened. I want literally just a couple more, maybe 3 more. Ship, transformation, and then we're gonna do guidance. All right, yeah, so we have ship. This is moving on. So there is an energy of moving on. I feel like one of the elements, it's gonna be more karmic contracts. You guys are complicated. Karmic contracts that we have, whether it's with a true soul connection or with a random soul or a karmic connection. But karmic contracts, you may also have a contract, I just heard, with that woman. But I feel like part of your karmic lesson will be to move on in this relationship, because true love, I don't care again what anyone says, true love lets go, because true love is the frequency of freedom. When we love, we don't want to chain anyone. We don't want to bound anyone. We don't want to force anyone to love us. We don't want to manipulate someone into loving us. True love doesn't say things like, but I love you, I will treat you good, no one will love you like I. It's all manipulation, right? True love is, I love you, that's it, right? Whatever you want to do, that's on you. There is butterfly. I'm liking that. So it's definitely also here to assist in your transformation, this collective. We have mirror and not enough. So this would be a mirrored connection. So connection that you were meant to. We spoke about this, I think, yesterday. So I'm just going to remind you if you're new here. Mirrored connection overall, when we say mirror connection, it may be any kind of soul tie. Soulmates can be mirrored. Twin soul can be mirrored, karmic can be mirrored as well, right? So I also feel that this collective, for whatever reason, maybe it's because you are in codependency and pain in your ego, you really need to detach from what this connection is. All you need to know at this point is that this person appeared into your life to reflect certain things to you, so you can heal, so you can transform, so you can grow, so you can let go, so you can truly enter the state of not wanting anything from the person of interest, right? And that you have a karmic contract. You have a karmic contract that has certain things that you have to teach each other and learn from each other. That's all you need to know at this point. Okay, let's do guidance. Let's do guidance. Let's do guidance. What is the message from this collective's guides? Guides, please come forth. What is the message for love? Too many. I just recently cleansed these cards and cleared them. We have the Emperor, so I can use them again. I'm going to do 3 more. Okay, got it. 1 more. Alright, yeah, I was seeing this card. Okay. So overall, having Emperor as your leading card, Emperor is masculine energy, right? Emperor is security, stability, and we have 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and Emperor is also 4. Maybe number 4 is significant for you, but I feel I'm hearing April. Maybe for some of you that's a significant month, but I'm hearing more than anything as energy, number 4, as well as the energy of stability. I feel like this collective, you would be very overwhelmed right now in this love situation, very ungrounded, right? You're trying to ground, but you are very ungrounded. Maybe these negative energies that are influencing you, they're not assisting this grounding, and they're sort of stepping in and interfering with what you're trying to achieve, and how you're trying, if you're already trying to heal and move on a little bit from these overwhelming emotions. So make sure you watch my stories. Maybe I'm gonna upload this to YouTube as well, just in case you find this video later. But I feel like right now your guides really want you to use your inner masculine to ground. There is strong need for grounding, to become your own mountain, to become your own rock, I feel like you're there was this codependency, but you would be very codependent on this person. How you feel, right? It's this collective, you guys, that the day your person doesn't text you is a day that is lost, and you're happy with breadcrumbs. I don't feel you have any kind of actual connection with this person. I feel like this is, maybe there's flirtation, maybe there's discussion about, that there's more, that I feel more, but I feel like it's more of a either like friend zone, again, I've mentioned this, or there wouldn't be any kind of promises or tangible, things being offered as a relationship. That's what I'm hearing. And you guys know that 3 of materials, to me, primarily it's always a card of working with your guides. This card is about collaboration. I feel like your guides are saying that you have to work with them a little bit more. It's like you're not listening. Maybe they're sending you messages. Maybe, I always say this to you guys, there's so many ways we can receive messages, right? So if you, for example, have a healer, you work with someone who's a channel, right? So like myself, you work with someone like myself, I'm a channel. So every time I either do a collective or we have sessions, I have sessions with my clients, I don't just, speak the words of wisdom that I have because I went through certain things and I've been on this journey, right? I channel messages from your guides. So if you your guides can be speaking to you as well through signs, through synchronicities, through sometimes movies that they send to you, music that they send to you, conversations of random people around you in a coffee shop, in line, right? So really, I'm seeing my Lamb card in this deck, which represents really listening, really listening and paying attention. I feel like your guides feel like they're speaking to you, and you're not listening. Maybe you should start, practicing speaking to your guides as well in your own way, in meditation and contemplation, trying to connect to your guides a little bit more. Speak to your guides. We have two. I'm hearing for this collective that they want to say to you that you are in the beginning of this journey. Chill. I feel this collective, you would be relatively new to the journey of healing, to the journey. So if you're watching me, it means that you started sort of getting into spiritual things, communication with the, beyond the veil, with the other realm, with spirit guides, mediumship, maybe, being drawn to psychics, shamans and stuff like that. It would be relatively new, this collective, right? So you wouldn't be you know what I mean, the journey of healing. And also this person, I'm looking at this number 2, and I'm hearing 2 years. So you wouldn't know your person, the person connected to you, for more than 2 years. This loving emotion that you have towards them, maximum 2 years. But you are in the beginning of your journey. That's what they wanting to tell you. And surely this collective, you don't want to hear it, considering that you are, in longing and obsessing over this person. But this is what really life teaches us, especially those of us who are meant to awaken. Patience, surrendering. It's very hard, but this is how we truly let go of the ego. If you want to raise your energy to the level of the heart, and if you watch me, you know that I say this all the time, there is no healing and there is no spirituality without raising your energy to the level of the heart. A level of the heart is the bridge between realms. The heart is the bridge between physical realm and spirit realm. It truly connects our upper chakras to our lower chakras. If your heart is locked, if your heart isn't healed, if there's even a trait of impatience, of ego, of lack of forgiveness, lack of kindness, because the loving heart, what is loving heart? Unconditional love, kindness, compassion, empathy, gratitude, right? Self-love, love, patience, surrendering. So if there's even a minimum interference, we cannot be talking about someone who is truly healed, right? All right, let's do another row. 7 of inspiration. I'm hearing you're giving away your power with that. I'm going to explain this to you in a moment. Surrender! Surrender! Surrender to the divine. Chill! Chill. All right. I was hearing a little bit that you're giving away your power, this collective, because we have this emperor, right? Emperors is strength, is your own fortress, not armor, emotional armor, but your own fortress, your own, being your own rock. And we have 7 of inspiration, which is like, this is your light within you, right? And this is also boundaries. I feel like there's a lack of protection within you. You're giving away your power. Your power, your magic, you're giving it away to your person through codependency. You're giving it away to negative energies, as we mentioned, because you are of low vibration. You have to focus right now, this collective, on really tapping into certain things that shadow work. I'm hearing shadow work. You have to let go. There are certain things on this journey that are known, that you cannot, no amount of psychic will tell you and confirm how is this going to end, because it depends on you. And the more we grow, you guys, on this journey, right? Because as psychics, when we do readings, we connect to the most probable timeline at this moment of time, given your energy, right? So this can literally shift in 2 weeks, right? We usually do see your highest, most abundant timeline, but whether you're going to get there, it's on you, right? So there are certain things that the more you want to know, the less you're going to be able to know these things. And the more in the beginning of your journey you are. So if you come to me on session, let's say you've known this person for a year, maximum 2 years, right? You're in the beginning of this journey, you're still in pain and longing and wanting, right? I will tap into your highest, most abundant timeline. I will be able to confirm what kind of a soul tie this person is. But how it's going to end, there's variety of timelines. And even leading to your highest, most abundant timeline, there's variety of option, how it can play out. So the more you grow, the more you progress, the more you surrender, the more you release, the more you do your shadow work, the more you're connecting to that highest, most aligned timeline. So the more you're guided by your soul through surrendering and your heart, instead of insisting and tapping into and connecting to your ego, the more that psychic medium will be able to see with accuracy what can happen and what really can unfold for you. Although certain things, they always a surprise. They're always hidden. I feel like this collective right now, it's like you want to know. You want to know. So maybe even when you talk to your guys, you're constantly asking, where is my person going to come back? How long is this going to last? When are we going to be happy? When are we going to be together? They ain't going to tell you. Because there is no answer at this point. Life is not predetermined to this degree. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't be a journey. It wouldn't be a lesson. I say this to you guys all the time. There are certain milestones on our journey that have to happen, which can be meeting your person, right? Which can be losing someone in your life in a specific moment, or losing a job, or going through something traumatic, right? Or going through something very positive. Certain milestones that are going to put us on the right trajectory and help us. But other than that, we have free will. Otherwise, it wouldn't be, what kind of a test would it be? What kind of a lesson would it be if everything was, we would just be, a hopeless observers and really puppets, right? And we're not. This is this difference. Victim of fate and master of your destiny. So I say this to you guys all the time when we read energy of the masculines, right? That masculines are bound by believing that they're victims of fate instead of knowing that they're masters of their destiny. But whether you know it or not, this collective, you are in this energy too. You're wanting to know, right? You're wanting to have the answers now, which means that you believe that no matter what you do, these answers will be accurate. So you're not truly believing that you are master of your destiny. You're not working with your destiny. You're not working with your spirit guides. You're not listening. So probably you're receiving guidance to focus on your career, on your healing. Maybe this is also why I was guided to do this reading, love, career, healing. And maybe you're doing something, maybe you're trying, but your prime focus is you're primarily focused on your person. What's going to happen? What's right? You have to, and again, going back to this power, I feel you're giving away. You have to start building. How do we build strong shields, strong energy bodies through self-love? The more we love ourselves, the more we tap into our authentic selves, the naturally our boundaries get strengthened, right? The naturally we're not allowing anyone to harvest on our energy. When we're of low vibration, we have tons of holes in our energy body and in our aura. We're just giving away our energy and allowing low vibrational things to attach to us. There's still, your guides wanting you to focus as well on how you handle emotions, how you manage emotions, because you're like this right now, very codependent on that external thing that influences your emotion. You need to start tapping into I'm looking at this triangle, like this print. Maybe you have a blanket with this print. Can you guys see this? It's like this, is it like a bit of a native print? Do you see this? You see this? I was just looking at this. They sometimes make like blankets like this. Anywho, like you really need to start to learn your emotions, learn to manage your emotions, not depend. tap into that inner Ace of Inspiration. It's not just inner power, but it's also your path, your mission. This is why perhaps we're going to be doing career and your healing. Maybe they wanting you to really connect more to things that ignite you. I feel like your guides want you to find